Welcome to the news. I am Okan Peter. First from the state. Governor Ben Ayade is to lead a delegation of governors from Africa to the ongoing climate change summit holding in Paris. The African governors will meet with their counterparts from around the world and mayors under the auspices of the Governors Climate and Forest Task Force as subnational leaders to share information about how to reduce greenhouse gas emissions while creating economic opportunities at the same time. Ayade is also the only African governor listed to speak at the summit by the United Nations Secretariat for Climate Change. The state deputy governor, Professor Evaraisu, has called on private medical practitioners in the state to work closely with the Ministry of Health to provide effective and efficient healthcare services for the citizenry. Professor Isu made the call when the Association of General and Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria paid him a courtesy call in his office. He said with the inauguration of a new Commissioner of Health, it is imperative to synergize and encourage the ministry to deliver quality health services to the people of the state. The Deputy Governor reminded the health practitioners of their role as lifesavers, which they have taken oaths. Professor Isu pledged government's readiness to create an enabling environment for them to operate according to the laws regulating the profession and warned against illegal medical practitioners and quackery in the system. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. John Golebo, says the 2016 budget of deep vision is deep in terms of public and private investment. Mr. Lebo stated this at a retreat organized by GMCR for members of the State House of Assembly on MDA rates, levies, and charges. He pledged the Assembly's commitment to partner GMCR, saying that one of the benefits of democracy is the provision of a platform for conversation with the people. The Speaker intimated that the Ministry of Finance is to lay clean copies of the harmonized levies and charges rate in the House and urged them to comply. In a remark, the Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Supo Ekmayong, stressed the Ministry's willingness to cooperate with all stakeholders and generate revenue for the states. The State House of Assembly is to unveil the 2016 budget process today, Friday, December 4, 2015, at the mini auditorium of the Assembly Complex by 10 a.m. A statement from the Clerk of the House, Elder Basi Ekmayong, is consequently inviting members of the State Executive Council, heads of extra-ministerial departments, commissioners and boards, organized private sector, Calabar Chamber of Commerce, the press, civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, development partners, and interested members of the public to attend. It advises all stakeholders wishing to engage the House on the 2016 budget and appropriation bill to use the forum to agree on the procedures, terms, and requirements for the engagement. The statement indicates that participants will be availed of copies of the revenue and expenditure estimates at the end of the meeting. The State Social Mobilization Committee on Health has visited the House of Assembly Committee on Health. In a remark, the committee chairman, Dr. Ikpo Basi, commended the committee for its role in providing health care to the people, saying that all hands must be on deck to reduce infant mortality rate in Nigeria in line with SOGS. Dr. Basi said as the people's representative, he is interested in attracting democratic dividends to the people. He stressed the need for the health of the people to be strengthened to enhance greater productivity and pledged to partner them in the discharge of their duties. And from the national scene, President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived in South Africa for the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC. He touched down at the Waterloo Air Force Base, proceeding to Johannesburg, where the forum will be taking place. Buhari will join other leaders for the FOCAC opening, where he is expected to hold bilateral talks with President Xi Jinping of China, a follow-up to his meeting with the Chinese leader which took place in New York on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly meeting. Buhari is also expected to discuss ways of removing all obstacles in the way of the 3,050 megawatt Mambila power station. Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari says governors, the presidency, and the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) should renegotiate the 18,000 minimum wage. He spoke with State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to him, dwindling oil prices has drastically affected the revenue generation of most states, which is adversely affecting their ability to pay workers. The governor, however, denied making statement stopping the minimum wage. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has arraigned a former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMASA), Mr. Patrick Akpobola-Kemi. He was arraigned with 9 orders, including 2 companies, before Justice Saidu of the Federal High Court in Lagos. They were accused of conspiring to convert 3.4 billion belonging to NIMASA. EFCC said the alleged offense contravenes Section 18A of the Money Laundering Prohibition and Amendment Act of 2012 and punishable under Section 15, subsection 3. And from the international community, one of the first police to respond to Wednesday's deadly shooting at a social service center in California has spoken of unspeakable carnage. Lieutenant Mike Madden told a news conference he and officers who arrived at the scene saw dead bodies and had to pass injured people as they tried to engage the shooters. Officials say a husband and wife shot dead 14 people and wounded 21 in the city of San Bernardino. Bomb equipment, weapons, and thousands of rounds of ammunition were later found in the attacker's home. And in a last report, 16 more officials has been charged by U.S. authorities investigating corruption in FIFA. The new indictment released by the Department of Justice in Washington came hours after the arrest of 2 FIFA vice presidents in Zurich. Former Brazil Football Federation chief Ricardo Teixeira was among those accused of being involved in criminal schemes involving over $200 million in bribes and kickbacks. And that's it on the news update this hour. More reports and of course more stories will definitely come your way later on at midday, 6 o'clock, and of course 8 p.m. But for now, do enjoy the concluding part of Good Morning Cross River. Thanks for watching and bye for now.